Hi everyone, welcome back to the Denied by the Crossbar podcast. I'm your host Daryl, and today I'm here with Zeno. How you doing, Zeno? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm not too bad, not too bad. If you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. We're on 800 subs. We're trying to get to 1,000. When we hit the 1,000, we're going to do a free merchandise giveaway. We've got a merchandise drop coming soon. So yeah, please hit the subscribe button. So game week 18, 2-1 seems to be the scoreline that everyone's going with. We had
Yeah.
four 2-1s on the weekend. So yeah, let's get into it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll start with Sunderland 1, Leeds 1. It was two promoted teams. They both played well. But I think Leeds had the better of it, to be honest with you. They had the most chances, the better chances.
Yeah. I think this game kind of felt like a championship mindset with like a Premier League intensity type of
Yeah.
game. I think Leeds, they had a lot of chances, but I think their issue is they need a lot of chances to be able to score.
Yeah.
They're not able to get a goal off from just a couple shots off. Like they need to consistently be attacking, which I think is gonna be an issue for them.
Yeah.
I think Sunderland are a bit better off. I mean, their pressing is impressive, and like they're able to break teams down a bit better. So I think they will end up higher than Leeds. But I think that was a really good game to show that Leeds are they're capable of staying up here.
Yeah. They're competing.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was a really good game. It was end to end. Even though Sunderland have been really good this year, I've been really impressed with Sunderland. I thought Leeds were the better team.
Yeah,
I thought Leeds had more chances. Like I said, Leeds they they dominated the second half. They could have won the game 3-1 and be no
yeah,
complaints. Sunderland, they look really good. It's just I thought they lacked. I know they've got the players away AFCON. I thought they lacked creativity in there. They didn't
yeah,
have many create. Do you know what I mean? They've got strikers. They've got Isidore, but I don't think they've got Brian Brobby as well. But I don't think they have that creative spark in the team. I think for them to do really, really well and finish where they possibly can, I think they need a bit more creativity. But look, Dominic Calvert Lewin hit the equaliser. Zeno, that's now 6 in 6. That's the
yeah.
best run of his career, man. What do you think? Do you think he should be in the England strikers conversation there?
If I'm honest, I don't think so. I think I think he's on a phenomenal run right now,
Yeah,
and I think Thomas Tuchel, his main striker is going to be Kane,
of
100%, of
course.
course, without a doubt. And I think when it comes to a backup striker, I think it goes to Watkins. I mean,
Right.
I think Watkins has played well for England. He does play well for England. So I
Mm,
think after Harry Kane, I think it's him. I think Calvert-Lewin will have to do a bit more in terms of goals, consistency, form, in order for him to get that place in the England squad. So yeah, what about you?
I think he's got to be doing that how he is now for the rest of the season,
Yeah,
consistently, and he's got to stay fit. And I don't think he'll stay fit. I think that's his problem for the last couple of years. Just can't stay fit. But if he does, I think he's in the conversation alongside Watkins. Because remember, in the beginning of the season, Watkins didn't really play well. Last 5, 6 games, now Watkins is coming into his own.
yeah,
So it's going to be a big toss up. But Calvert, he's in the conversation. But for now, I can't say he's ahead of Watkins. If he can stay fit, I think he can fire Leeds to safety. I think he doesn't. I think they're going to be, as much as they're playing well now, I think they're undefeated in 5 leads, but I don't know if without him, who else
yeah,
gets the goals. That's the only problem. He's the main goal scorer in that team.
yeah. It's true. I think he does. Him being for England, like he does provide something different, like aerial presence, physicality, things that
Yeah.
England may not necessarily have off the bench. But I still think that in terms of a backup striker for Kane, I still think it would go to Watkins. But I mean, if he's able to stay on this form for the rest of the season, then by all means, let him do the same for England.
Yeah. But yeah, I think you're right. You made a good point there. The aerial presence, I think that's one thing that Calvert Lewin offers that Watkins doesn't offer. I mean, as a whole, his aerial presence is really good. He gets up really well. So he offers that different a dimension of play. If we're losing a game in England, for instance, England, get it in the box, and hopefully he wins a lot of headers, scores a lot of goals.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, we'll move on. Let's move on to Arsenal 2, Brighton 1. Another 3 points for Arsenal. Another own goal for Arsenal. I think that's about 3 or 4 own goals in the last 4 games. But I
Mhm.
suppose you've got to make your luck to get it.
Yeah, definitely. I think
Arsenal took the lead. Odegaard with a good strike, edge of the box. He's had his doubts over the last few weeks. Him starting in front of Eze. I had a few Arsenal fans saying it should be Eze starting, but I think based on that performance, he played really well. He was quite creative and he scored a banger to get them 1-0 up.
He did. I mean, I still think Eze should be playing over Odegaard. I think he's a bit overrated. The goal was good, don't get me wrong, but I still think Eze is better suited for Arsenal squad now. I think like if he really gets comfortable, he can make that number 10 position his own.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think so too. I think as a whole, as a general player, I think Eze is a better player. But I have seen I've seen what the Arsenal fans are saying, that a lot of them want him to start, but I think there's a consistency there with Eze. He has 2-3 good games and he goes quiet. Now, I don't know if that's because of him getting dropped in and out of the team. I suppose if you give him a run of 10 games, he probably plays 6 or 7 great games. No player is playing 10, 15 games at the top form. It just doesn't happen. You have a drop off every now and then. When you have a quiet game, you're going to come back in, you know. But I think I've heard that from the Arsenal fans. He's not as consistent as we see. Obviously, we see highlights. We don't watch all the games. When you see an Arsenal fans, they watch the 90 minutes and they say he drops in that quite a lot, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Raya made a world, if you saw it, Raya made a world-class save at 2-1. It was absolutely unreal. So far, it's got to be the save of the season. And to me, he won him that 3 points. Come on.
I believe he did. I mean, Arsenal have had a lot of issues in terms of like injuries and squad depth and stuff. So I think going into this game, if this was like potentially last season, I think they would have either had a draw or lost the game. I think Raya really gave them that 3 points.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like I said, last season, I could see them in that same situation, them getting the equaliser, drawing the game, dropping points, getting, obviously, your home game, you want to win and being disappointed, you know? But yeah, Arsenal have got, like you said, Arsenal have got an injury crisis, man. Rice played at right back. He pushed forward a lot, but he played at right back. Yeah, they've got so many injuries. They literally registered 3 defenders for that match. Calafuri got injured in the warm-up, so Myers Louis Skelly played. So yeah, it is tough at the moment. I did read that Gabriel might be back for Tuesday. I don't know if he'll start the game, but it's a massive game on Tuesday. Aston Villa at the Emirates. It should be a mad game. I'm actually going to try and go to that game. So yeah, that should be really interesting. Let's see. I don't know. What do you reckon? Give me a quick prediction on that one. Remember, Villa beat them a few weeks ago.
I think it's going to be either 2-1 or like a 3-2.
Arsenal.
Aston Villa.
Villa.
Yeah.
Villa are strong. They've got this comeback spirit about them. They just keep coming back, man. But yeah, we'll have to see how it goes on Tuesday. It should be a big game, man. Okay, well, let's move on to Brentford versus Bournemouth. Brentford and Keith Andrews, they keep surprising us, man. There's another big win. He's doing a great job there.
Yeah, he is.
He's shocking. He's a set piece coach, and somehow, do you know what? I'm gonna have to throw it in there. As much as I don't think he should be England squad and stuff, but I tell you who's leading that team like an absolute soldier is Jordan Henderson. Jordan Henderson is leading that team, leading that march, you know? And I think if I'm honest, I know we're talking about something different, but sidestepping a little bit, I think that's what like Leeds are missing. I know Calvert Lewin's, you know, he's an experienced striker, but Leeds are missing that captain figure in that team. If you look at Sunderland, they've got Granit Xhaka, been there, won it all. Henderson, been to Liverpool, won it all, captained them already, you know? Whereas I don't think Leeds have got that experience of a proven winner, elder statesmen in that team, you know?
No, it's true. I think having that experienced player play for your team, I think it gives the squad, I think it gives them a bit more of confidence, you know, a bit more boost to say, you know what, like, there's people on our team that have won it all.
Been there, done it.
Like, why not do it again? You know, let's go for it. Let's try and do something. Let's be attacking. Let's try and, you know, take the game to them instead of them try and bring the game to us. So I think a lot of squads do need that, at least as an example, and I think they'll be better off in the long run. Yeah,
I totally agree, man. I totally agree. With Bournemouth, though, after starting off so well, at one point they were like second or third in the Prem.
Yeah.
They're falling off really badly, man. Some of their players are falling off. The form's falling off. And Semenya is obviously leaving early January. So I looked at the table. I think they're 15th now on 22 points. 2 points ahead of Leeds. And we're saying Leeds are in a relegation battle. So if Leeds are in a battle, you have to say Bournemouth are as well, you know?
Yeah. And I think Bournemouth, they're going to need to make a signing in January. If Semenyo leaves, him being a key attacker for them, if he
Yeah,
leaves, I do think that they're going to struggle for the rest of the season unless they are able to replace him with another a confident winger who's able to, produce and
yeah.
do all the things that you need them to do in order to win the game.
Yeah, even like last season, they had Semenya firing, they had Evan Nilsson doing well. Clivert was banging them in last year. He's gone quiet now. So without Semenya, I don't know who scores their goals, It's gonna be
Yeah,
tough for them.
it's
But
true.
yeah, looks like they're gonna get dragged into it. I think Ariola's a good manager. I've seen him being linked to some big jobs, as in that the Man City job, the Liverpool job. I really like Ariola. I don't think he's at that level. I don't know. I've watched Bournemouth a few times, and if I'm honest, they play quite a lot of long balls. I know their pressing's good and their system's really good, but I don't know. I don't know if he can go to a big team and make his adjustments because they play. I've watched them a few times because I do like him, and
Yeah.
they play a lot of long ball football. And I don't know if that would work with a big club, that counter-attacking system.
Yeah, I don't think it's sustainable.
Yeah,
I think it's something that for like a big club, I don't think that's something that's gonna work time and time again. So I think one thing I think they're lacking is confidence. I think the confidence has been kind of like drained out of them. And like I think they're going into games not too confident and
mm,
that they're gonna get the win and stuff. So then it's a bit they don't play their best, but in the end of the day, like anything can happen. So the league can change very quickly. There's
of
only a
course it can.
point
Yeah, no doubt.
between a lot of teams, so one good result can be a big difference.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree, man. Okay, on to the game of the weekend. It was Chelsea 1, Aston Villa 2. Chelsea dominated the first half. There should have been 2 or 3 goals up, Zeno, but they didn't put them away.
Yeah,
They came out second half and it changed it. Unai Emery, I've said it before, this guy's a master tactician. All his substitutes, they did what they meant to do, man. Ollie Watkins came on in the 58th minute, 5 minutes later, gets the equalizer.
yeah. I think Chelsea they are able to dominate games, but they don't really kill games, like, and that's why they're so inconsistent because they can be the better team for majority of the match, but if they're not getting those clinical goals that they need, they're they end up in these situations where they lose a game which they could have won, and now their momentum's kind of shifted a little bit. But on the
Mm,
same hand, Villa and Emery have been extraordinary. I think his choice of substitutions as well are class. When
hmm
you want a sub, you want them to come in and impact the game, and that's exactly what happened when Watkins came on. He impacted the game. I think Emery is probably one of the best coaches of the league right now. Uh,
Definitely.
they're in an incredible run of games, and Watkins he thrives in a system that works. So if he continues to if this continues to work, then Watkins will thrive, and I think it'll be even clearer for him to be the better choice backup
For
striker
England.
for England.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. It's just Villa they never seem to stop amazing me, man. Like I said, Watkins came on, Watkins got the goal. McGinn was there. McGinn's a little tiger. He's fighting, he's chasing everything down. He took
Yeah,
him off, and when he first done it, I thought, what's he doing? He bought Onana. Onana, totally different type of player, strong, tall, athletic, and
yeah,
he didn't go around diving around. He literally just controlled the game. He had Saicedo there, he had Enzo there. He literally bullied them, got the ball, looked up, just kept it calm, kept possession for Villa. And his substitutions won them the game in my eyes. And I don't know
yeah,
how many points they've won from coming back from 1-0 down and win the game, but it's an extraordinary run. They're on 11 straight wins.
yeah.
It's mad. Can they keep it going? I think I asked you a few weeks ago when you was on, can Villa win the title? You said no. You changed your mind yet?
I mean, they're in the title race for sure. I don't.
Huh?
I still don't think that they will win the league. I'll be very surprised if they do. I think it is either going to be Arsenal, Man City, but I think if Villa are able to continue getting these wins, then who's to say they can't win it all? I
Yeah,
think.
it's just
So,
sometimes to win a league, obviously you need your players, but sometimes you get those anomalies where one or two players they're firing. As long as the rest of the team's functioning. I'll be honest, like Liverpool last year, we didn't play great a lot of the season, but having Mo Salah
Yeah,
winning us games, sometimes just winning us game. It probably a 1-1 draw. We're losing 1-0. He scores two, we win the game.
yeah,
That's what I've seen with Villa. I see they've got him and they've got Morgan Rogers, and those two are determined. The games sometimes it's just not there. It's against who was it last week? Was it United last week? Didn't you lot lose to Villa a few weeks back?
yeah. We lost it all.
And he scored an absolute screamer. That's what I'm saying. Someone like Morgan Rogers pulls him out the bag. People like him having that in your team, having Watkins. He brought Watkins on a substitute on the 58th minute. He got 2 goals, so they're all hungry. He brought Jadon Sancho. That's the best I've seen Sancho play for a couple of years. His little
Yeah.
half an hour cameo, beating the man, getting the balls in the box. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm not saying they can. I'm not saying they can't win it. I'm not saying they will win it, but they can challenge. I reckon they can be there and thereabouts. You know,
No,
and like I
definitely.
said, if we're going to see a Tuesday is going to be an absolutely massive game. What's going to happen? Like Villa going to go there? How they're going to go there? I even read a report. They were saying something like a report, and they were saying Emery's really smart. What he did was he left out. He played Marlon, had the Chelsea defenders running around all game, got them tired, and then put on Watkins. And if you think of it, if that's what he did, that is taking the piss. Do you know what I mean?
That's smart. That's again, like you need a coach that strategizes,
Yeah.
makes the right decisions. And I think Unai Emery's made a lot of the right decisions in the past couple games that he's played. I think he's been he's made impactful subs and he's better off from it. So yeah, hats off to him.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, we're going to our last game. Crystal Palace 0, Tottenham 1. Tottenham edge out Palace in a close game. Palace had chances, but they couldn't convert. Disappointing. That's 3 losses in a row for Crystal Palace. You know, they're really struggling at the moment.
Yeah. The game, I think it wasn't Tottenham's best game, but I mean, at the end of the day, a win's a win. I think one thing about Tottenham, they're kind of missing that fluidity in the final third. Everything they do seems a bit forced, that they're just trying to get the ball out of their feet as quick as possible.
Yeah.
It's a shame for Palace. I think they did play well. Just unfortunate that they weren't able to get the goal. I think maybe playing in Europe has kind of stretched the squad out a bit and tired them out a bit. So then it's like they're taking on more than they're used to, not normally in Europe and stuff. So when you're playing these extra games, it does take a toll on the players. They were playing well. I mean, their confidence might have dipped a bit, but they're still getting chances and stuff. So I think Palace will be all right. They just need a result soon, or could be a bit sticky.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, you're right. They have got a few injuries, and the squad's not big enough. I feel like like you said, the European football is just taking its toll. So that the squad's not strong enough. They're overplaying some players, and that's hence they're getting injuries. So it's a bit of a catch-22. They want to, it's
Yeah,
just not working at the moment. I think that's 3 losses. I think that's the first time he's had 3 losses at Palace. I'm not too. I think that's right. But would you reckon? Do you reckon Palace can still get a top 10 finish?
I think so. I think it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think they can as well. I think there should be a few players coming back from injury, but with Tottenham, they still, like you said, it looks a bit forced. It's a bit mishmashy. I know away from home they've been better, but they're still lacking cutting edge. Koulibaly started yesterday. Out of the strikers they've got, Solanke's injured. Matthias Tell, I don't know if I'm honest. I didn't see enough last year for them to keep him, so I don't know why. I think they signed like 34 million. I don't know why they've signed him or signed him permanently because he doesn't look like. He looks more like an inside forward. He doesn't look like a number 9. He's not a striker.
yeah,
Doesn't really offer that much. So Koulibaly yesterday played all right. He looks their best, but they still don't look like they've got a proper striker. And they've spent how much money, and they're still struggling to score goals.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think this January transfer window is going to be important for a lot of teams. I think this could be the chance for teams to sign players that they really need. For example, like United, if they're able to sign like a midfielder or another attacker, I think they'll be better off. So I think a lot of teams need to go into this window and really figure out what they need. And if they're able to bring that in, I think the whole league can change massively. And if Arsenal are able to bring in another player that they need, if they need another defender because of the injuries, I think they could be better off from it. Or Man City if they need anyone. So I think it'll be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a big window, but rounding off with Tottenham, they play better away from home. I think the pressure, they get so much pressure in at home, but they've actually had most of their victories away from home. So they've actually, that's a good, listen, to go to Liverpool. Liverpool lost to Palace. We went to Palace and got beaten as well. So for the Tottenham to go there and get a victory, they're doing well, you know.
No,
But going back to these transfers that you're talking about, Arsenal needing a defender. I thought in the beginning of the season, Arsenal had the best transfer window out of everyone. We spent 400 million. I thought our window was good, but I mean, getting the right specific position sorted out, I thought they had the best window. You know, I don't think they needed another central defender, but they went and bought Hincapié, top central defender. Bought in Mosquera. They already had a good defense from last year with Saliba, Ben White, Gabriel, that lot, you know, and they still went and bought two more central defenders, you know.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's something going on at Arsenal, but they've got to look at it because there's quite a few injuries to a lot of players, key players as well. So, but let's take it back to Friday night. Let's have a quick one on your team, Manchester United. Ruben Amorim changed up the formation. I was quite shocked. I saw it. I was like, what? Even if the Skies, whatever, they're like, he's changed it. He's just sprung it on us. And he played really well in the first half. I thought you outplayed them, you know, Newcastle. Newcastle are a decent team. That midfield's tough, but you kind of like dealt with it, you know. What did you
Yeah.
think of the change of formation?
Um, Going into the game, I would, if I'm honest, I wasn't as confident that Man United will win. You know, missing Ahmad, missing Mbeumo, these are key players for us.
Yeah, AFCON, yeah.
Their loss would be seen. You know, the impact will be felt. And so going into that game, I didn't think we were going to win it, but seeing that we had a back four, I was a bit surprised. I mean, because I was seeing talks about it on Twitter and things like that. But I was just think it was a matter of like, is it just talk? Is he really gonna do it?
Yeah.
So see him switch up the formation and just see how I think how well structured we were and how comfortable I'd say the team was. I think, you know, you had Dorgu who's normally playing left back as a right winger, and had one of his best games as a United player. You know, he
Yeah.
scored his first goal. So I think playing to your players' strengths, I think that's what he's starting to realize. And I remember reading somewhere that he said that if he wanted to play the perfect 3-4-3, it would take a lot of time and a lot of money. I think he's realized that it's not gonna happen unless we go into January, we're spending millions and millions of pounds to bring players in to try and fit this perfect thing. And then
Yeah.
still it's gonna take a lot of time for the whole team to, you know, really get chemistry and everything. So I think from going forward, I do hope that he does start to play a back four more. And then so that way we're not getting overrun in the midfield.
Yeah.
And I think we'll be much better off, especially when we have our attackers back, when Ahmad's back and Bomo's back. I think we'll be better off, and hopefully, if we're able to sign like a Semenyo in January, I think it'll be really beneficial for us. I think the first half we played well. The second half we were more in the defensive. Newcastle were attacking a lot, but again, we got the clean sheet, we got the win, so I'm happy.
Yeah, I would be too. It's a good win, you know, clean sheet up. But do you not think the second half you came under more pressure because you reverted back to that three at the back?
Yeah,
Because you reverted back to it, and all of a sudden it's gone from Newcastle playing all right, playing well, but then you just kind of like end up sitting back with that formation. It's let's be honest, a three at the back is always looks at upon it like a defensive formation, isn't it?
yeah,
It's a bit of a soak up pressure. So the minute that did that, I think that invited more pressure onto you. And I'm
yeah,
surprised that, to be honest, I'm surprised that Newcastle didn't score. They smashed the bar. They hit the puck. They had a few chances.
yeah.
So you rode your luck. But I think in the first half, that formation really looked well for you. In the second half, it's like he panicked a little bit. We're 1-0 up. Let's hold on to what we've got. He
Yeah,
did. On another day, you could lose that game 2-1 by changing back the formation, you know?
it's true. It's true. I think the smartest thing moving forward is to just try a 4-3-2-1, let's say, and then just see where we go with that. Like,
Yeah.
see if our players can really help out and play to their strengths. I think going forward in our next game, for example, if he plays it and we play well, it could be something that he looks at. Okay, you know what? I've tried my formation. I tried the 3-4-3, wasn't working. Let's see how we can now implement a new formation so that we can get the best out of everyone. And I think the whole team will be better off for it. So excited to see.
Yeah. I agree. I think playing plays in their position. I thought Luke Shaw, as much as I don't really rate him as a player, he looked much more comfortable as a left back, as we've always
Yeah,
seen him throughout his whole career. He's
yeah,
one of the best games I've seen him for United for a long time. He was just a left back, standard left back, no inside left centre back business, just left back. He knows his role, he knows what to do, he knows to get up and down the pitch,
yeah.
But let's give a shout out to Aiden Heaven. What a little play you've got there. Jeez.
Phenomenal. Aiden Heaven, Euro, I think they're going to be one of the best defenders in the league when they're older. I think the amount of, I would say, maturity they have on the ball. Like for young players, they seem very, very composed, very relaxed. Aiden Heaven, he hasn't been starting a lot of games, but now that he has started to start a few more games, you can see the consistency.
Yeah.
And he's played phenomenal. I love Aiden Heaven. I love Euro. They're both fantastic players. I think they're going to really be the future of the United backline.
Yeah, the future's looking bright. You've got a few young players there. You've got a good few young players coming through as well. So yeah, we have to see how Amrun takes that, But guys, we'll leave it there. Zeno, thank you so much for joining, my bro. I appreciate it, man.
You're welcome, man. Anytime.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys. Like I said, we're on 800 subs. We'd love to get to 1,000. If you haven't subscribed, go like and subscribe. Hit the notification button so that the podcast comes straight through to you. Please like and share the podcast, and we'll catch you next week. Thanks for all the support, guys. Really appreciate it. Thanks.